Welcome to you all. Here is Carl Roser's theory of personality. So, Carl Rogers and Abraham Maslow both are contemporaries and both have PhD degrees in psychology. And their theory of personality is more or less quite associated. Abraham Maslow says about actualization in his personality, that is the core point in the formation of personality. Whereas Carl Roser's concentration, his focus is on self-theory, more or less the same, but it is something different. On research level dimension, Carl Roser's he talks about personality in a different dimension, that is self-theory, that is person-oriented theory. In person-oriented theory or self-concept, concept theory, self-theory, some facts are there, some factors. And there, the first one is the self-concept, that is self-worth. Generally, we will be saying, oh, he has a lot of self-worth, he has a lot of self-concept, that means worth. So, self-concept is different from self-esteem. Self-esteem is he keeps himself in high esteem, whereas the self-concept is his belief, a strong faith in his worth, his innate talent. So, self-concept, that's first one. And the second one is inner self or inner being. That means the vibration of the inner self, or inner being. That will be the main aspect. And the third one is self-actualization, as in the case of Abraham Maslow. What he said about self-actualization, the same concept here also Carl Rogers says. And the fourth one is the development of self, on the development of self. That means the self will be always developing. So these are the four factors, aspects on which Carl Roser's humanistic approach depends on. And the main factors, these are the enduring aspects of personality, as has been formulated by Carl Rogers, is this. Main aspects, enduring factors are these. The first one is organism. What is organism? Organism is nothing but just like a plant is an organism. An animal is an organism. In the same way here, individual is also organ. There is an organism in individual. That means it has innate self-growth. And here, regarding psychology, the locus of experience, it will still more develops once a personality. That means experience-based organism, experience-based inner self. That is organism. And the second one is the self, which is very real and ideal. And every man has, by that self, every man has the development, innate talent. Also philosophers like G. Krishnamurti and Swami Vivekananda, together unanimously they said one thing, and that is, every man has the innate talent, the philosophers said. And Swami Vivekananda said regarding teaching learning process, what all the teachers has to do or can do is this, that is, every student has the innate talent, and that talent, the teacher must be able to extract that talent. That is the only thing that the teacher has to do, he said. So it clearly shows, according to these great philosophers, G. Krishnamurti and Swami Vivekananda, that every man is endowed with the innate talent. And now coming back to Carl Rogers' next point, third point, that is the core of nature, man's nature. So man's nature is essential. That means by nature, man has that quality, innate quality. That is the nature, man's nature. It is called, and Carl Rogers said about this as core of man's nature is essential. And the fourth point factor is development of the self. Because of the innate drive, the self will be always, it will be developed. It will be developing and developing. This is what Carl Rogers believes in. So the same concept, that is the self theory, and it has been analyzed in different four ways, he said, according to his research aspect, research finding. Here I would like to tell you, instead of giving you the theoretical explanation, I would like to give you a concrete illustration. Let's take, for example, American President Abraham Lincoln. During his childhood, he was born in a poor family. He did not have any minimum amenities also in his house. Because why I refer to this Abraham Lincoln is that Abraham Maslow, the psychologist, said that the self-actualization will emerge, it will be developed infinitely. He said, okay, but he has said one condition, and that two conditions he has laid down. The first one is the all basic needs must be satisfied. Basic needs means food, clothing, shelter, water, health, etc. And in addition to those, another important factor he said is that psychological needs must also be satisfied. That means love and affection, care, affection from teacher, affection from parents, and safety needs. If these are satisfied, then they will lead to self-actualization, and that will form the personality. This is what Abraham Maslow said. We already discussed earlier. Now here, Carl Rogers said, no question of these essential needs, basic needs, and psychological needs, and all that. Man has that organism, self-development, innate quality, and it will develop. That is the development of the self because of the innate drive for growth in human being. So same is the case with Abraham Lincoln. Yes, he has no basic needs, no psychological support and all that. Yet he rose to an occasion because of this organism, innate in man, human being. You know how far he has developed, how he rose to an occasion holding the position of the President of America also. Let us take some example from our epic, that is Ramayana. One example from Ravana. So what this Ravana has been? He was born in Rakshasa family, not God's family, devils, Rakshasa family. Even then, he rose to an occasion because of his self-worth, the self-concept. In the terms of Carl Rogers, he has that innate. His brothers and all other four brothers also, they are also educated, he is also educated. But his education has gone to the zenith stage of true learning, and he has been successful in sadhana, meditation. He could visualize even Lord Shiva, and he was treated to be a Brahman because of his Brahma Jnanam, ultimately. So it is just because of the self-concept that is innate, which has innate drive, which has made a contribution to the development of the self, as in the terms of Carl Rogers. This is what Carl Rogers said about the personality. And another two important points about Carl Rogers' theory of personality are, number one, congruity, and number two, incongruity. Congruity means harmony. If the self-concept of a man, this kind of self-concept which I have already explained earlier, if the self-concept of the man is tallied with, that means consistent with the real life experience or situation outside, then it works as a reinforcement in terms of psychology. Reinforcement, a good feedback, a reinforcement, and that will lead to mental health, physical health, and overall development, growth, we can say. You can understand what is this consistency, what is this congruous and all that, if I explain this incongruity or incongruous nature. The second point, as mentioned by Carl Rogers. Here, incongruity means, suppose the self-concept is not tallied with, that means it is quite inconsistent with the real life situation, experience outside, then a total disorder, anxiety, disorder, stress, and it has a very, very negative impact on the personality of human being. For example, most of the people, students now will be joining engineering. whether they are interested or not, just because of the force and the pressure by the parents. We know all that. I need not explain the reasons, all those reasons, not necessary to tell here. So all the students who are studying engineering are not really interested. So some students, they have a lot of aptitude for photography or some philosophy or some art or something, but by the pressure of the parents, they may be joining engineering. After completion of the engineering, they will be working in the same field. But there a lot of incompatibility, no suitability of temperaments, no job satisfaction. So the real life situation experience is quite consistent, inconsistent. That means not tallied with his self concept, his real worth, real innate talent. If there is a such type of inconsistency, that means self concept is a self concept and his real life situation experience is not tallied, not matching, they are not matching. Then it leads to depression, it leads to stress, anxiety, disorder, everything, and it will have the negative impact on the mind of this person. That means his personality will be influenced by this. Now we shall come back again to congruous. If there is a matching, means consistency between his self concept and the real life situation, then definitely it will have a very good impact on the personality. There will be a lot of growth further, again and again. This is what Carl Rose said about is a theory of personality. This is a brief analysis about it, and it is more than enough. But only thing is that you will have to make a comparison with Maslow's theory of personality. Thank you very much.